Okay, hey guys, and welcome to this video tutorial on our auto bias. So first of all, if you got your auto bias software, what you would do is you'd go to the FX Training Center, and now I've actually replaced the home tab with this tab, Tribe Forex Software Downloads. You go to Tribe Forex Software Downloads, which is probably where you found this video, if I've done it right. And then what you do is you go to Auto Bias, Tribe Forex Auto Bias, click on that link. And you would download it. So I've already downloaded mine. So let me, and then of course you'd run the auto installer, which we know how to run. Really simple. All right, so we had an MHT file which didn't come through properly, so I will work on that for us all. Make sure that MHT file comes through properly. Okay, so that's the auto bias report. So I'm actually going to pull it up. So I want us to take a quick look at it. So this is our auto bias software, and the thing about the auto bias software is it is exactly like the auto rev in one way, but completely different in another way, in that it's a lot more conservative. So it's taking bigger stop losses and bigger take profits. And the reason we like this is that some people will be able to get more win, just a higher win ratio. It's just easier to run for people who are, especially who are just starting, or if you just want a really consistent trade, this would be it. So as you can see here, the equity curve looks beautiful. I've had a little chop here in the last few sessions. So looking at the performance summary, you can see that the profit factor is through the roof, 5.13. The percent profitable is 81.25. 81% win ratio. And this is using a 0.1 stop loss factor and a 1 TP factor. Okay. And you can use that in your own trading as well. I personally like to use a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. So having said that, what I'm going to do is I want to talk about the auto bias itself. I'd like to show you exactly how it works. So this is the auto bias. So when you download the auto bias, I'm going to start with a fresh chart. It's really this simple. In fact, I'm going to use the euro yen. I'm going to right click, go to templates, and then go straight to Tribe Forex Auto Bias. Really simple. All right. And then now what I'm going to do is, it's clearly we're in a fixed TT trend position. That is a euro yen sell on the 15-minute on the euro yen with our TT, with our auto rev software. So I'm going to actually take another trade. And we like to use the Tribe Forex Auto Bias on the 1 hour. It really doesn't matter where it's used, to be honest with you, except for the stop, for the trailing stop. So here's the thing about the Tribe Forex Auto Bias. I've got it set up here. It's on. It's ready to go. I just hit right click, template, Tribe Forex Auto Bias. I've got my balance set to 1% risk. You can actually do 2% on a trade like this. TP factor is 1. SL factor is 1 currently for this one. And then all I've got to do is hit auto sell or auto buy. Well, once I put my horizontal line. So we're going to put our horizontal line on it. Let's say that we had a area of support and resistance at 13800. So we're going to look for trades in that range of 13800. And the moment I hit auto buy or auto sell, it's going to get us into the trade for itself. So if price was all the way down here, when it came up to that mark, then that's when we would get into a buy or a sell. Now look, here's the thing. Once you get into a buy, once I hit that auto buy, and I'm going to actually move it away from our current position here. If I get into an auto buy, right, it's not going to take the trade unless I'm in the range according to our buffer. It's not going to get into that buy trade. Now, if I can go either auto buy or auto sell, it will not do them both. So you can see one clicks off and the other clicks on. Okay. That's number one. And here's another feature on this auto bias EA is that once it takes a trade, it automatically shuts down. So it will not get back into another trade. Okay. So if I were to bring this and I said, hey, look, I'm looking for a sell, then I'm going to come down in fact, I'm going to turn it on after I put my horizontal line in place. Okay. So let's say I set it to 138.05, hit auto sell. And that's all I have to do. We're done. And you can see here as price came into that range that it automatically set my stop loss and automatically set my take profit. You can see here that it's got a 56 pip stop and a 56 pip take profit is what we're going to be looking for here. And it says AB. That's how you can tell. Auto bias position. And it's always the better place to put it is on the 1 hour. So now even if price passes this high, we still have enough range that it's a daily trade. It's going to sit in the trade all day long. What you'll notice also is that the auto buy and the auto sell have both gone off now. So as soon as it takes a trade, it goes back to neutral and waits for the next trade, hopefully at the end of the day. And so of course you can X this out. If you don't want to see the graphic user interface, you can just exit and have your complete screen here. Turn it back on. Has all the features of the auto rev. Okay, so we have the stop and reverse. We can close all trades at the same time. We have fixed slots. So that's the next step. So fixed slots basically means that we go from account. Right now we're using percent risk. So if I had a $100,000 account and I use 2%, I'd be risking $2,000 of my account. All right, now I can just use lots and say, hey, I want to use 1 lot of risk or 2 lots of risk and set that. And that would allow us to just take 2 lots, lot size. Some people like lot size. I personally like position sizing. TS bars is trailing stop bars. We can either do pips, which would be, trail by 20 pips, from the lowest low or the highest high, or pip or bars, which is what we're using, which is, trails below 5 bars of the highest high or the lowest low of those 5 bars. Okay, so that becomes very, very effective in allowing us to take advantage of the trend. So the way that it works is that, as you can see here, we've got 2 trades that were taken. Okay, so we have a euro yen. We have 2 euro yen trades that were basically taken here. Fixed AB, trend AB would be these 2. And what it does is that one is fixed. That means that it has a fixed take profit. When it gets down to this TP, it's going to close out for profit. And then all of a sudden it's going to engage the trailing, the break move to break even. We're going to move the stop to break even, and then the second position is going to continue to run. Okay, and that is the beauty of this trade, right? So you can get both lock-in profit, get capital appreciation on a regular basis, and you can also get the opportunity for a big run, which would be capital appreciation, capital explosion. I apologize, capital explosion. All right, so that's that. TP factor, SL factor. So you're probably wondering, how do we determine what our stop loss and our take profit is? Our stop loss and our take profit is determined by, I'm going to pull it up. Our volatility. All right, so this indicator that you have in your indicators package, it goes with your Tribe Forex Pods package. it tells you, it applies on the daily chart. And if you look at the daily chart, you'll see how many pips that are available for that particular day. So if we have a volatility of what looks like 50 pips almost here, then we can look for a 50 pip stop loss and a 50 pip take profit, well, or some range of that. Okay, so that's our baseline for that particular currency pair. So you can see over the last 4 bars, that's how price performed. It was within that range and really gave back those kinds of numbers. Those are the highest probability entries for us, and stop losses and take profits. Now, if we are in those trades, so if you were to do this manually and you wanted to know where your stop loss or take profit could be on a conservative trade, it would be by using the day before's volatility bar. Okay, and it'll show it to you. It's 47.8 pips on this one. All right, so going back to Try Forex Auto Bias, we also have TP factor and SL factor. So right now, each one of these is a factor of the volatility. Okay? Plus spread and that sort of thing. So how does that work exactly? So basically, if our volatility is, let's say it's 50 pips, and our TP factor is 1, so it would be 50 pips times 1. That would be our take profit. Now, if our TP factor was 2, then it would be 50 pips, which is the volatility, times 2. And that would give us 100 pips, right? Now, let's say that our SL factor, same thing for the SL, by the way. If our SL factor was 0.5, that means that we're only we're using a stop loss of 25 pips, which is 50 times 0.5, 25 pips. So that's very, very simple there. And what we found is that's where the highest probability of win ratio is. So this all is using the same volatility that I just shared with you. That's my TradeStation version, which gives us the numbers that we're looking to. Okay. All right, so stealth, SL, and TP. So you'll notice here that we don't have a stop loss or a take profit on the actual broker's chart. It's because we log the brokers, we log the stop loss and take profit ourselves. Okay. So what you'll notice here is on my auto rev, I've got a stop loss and a take profit in place. And on my, and I'm going to move these two closer together. Okay. And on my auto bias, I also have a stop loss and a take profit. And they are virtual stop losses and take profits. They're not real. They're only logged in the auto bias so that your broker can't see your stop losses, can't see your take profits, and can't stop hunt you. Now the thing about this is, guys, that's great that you can't be stop hunted, but here's the other side of things. The other side is that if you turn off your computer, if your computer is not connected to the internet or it's turned off for any reason, your EA obviously can't function because it can't reach your broker if the internet's shut off, and it can't function if your computer's not functioning because it works within the construct of that computer system. So if your computer's down or your internet's down, it's not going to be able to function. That means you'll have a trade that's on the broker without a stop loss and a take profit. You've got to consider that. Now, if I turn the stealth and SL TP off, then I will get a TP set for my fixed position as well. I will get a stop loss set for my SL and TP. So if you turn that off, it won't show your TP, but it will show your SL. Okay? All right, so what else do we have? We have delete pendings, and we only have pendings when we have a stop and reverse trade, which is positive. We don't have stop and reverse right now for these trades. And we all, oops, I just closed the trades out. I think I did. Then we also have close all, so I don't want to do that. Hopefully I didn't just do that, because we're about to go positive on these trades as price begins to run down. Let's see if I can avert that. So it's waiting for a tick to be able to do whatever it's going to do next. Okay, good. All right, so so if you hit close all trades, it's going to close out those trades for you. All right, it's going to close out those trades for you that you are currently in. So let's take a look at the inputs. So in the inputs, what's important here is that when this comes up, you've got to make sure that allow live trading is clicked or checked, and you have to make sure that allow DLL imports is also checked. If those two are checked, you'll be able to take trades. So let's look at the other variables here, the other inputs. Reversal pattern close to line pips basically says if we get in within 5 pips of that entry, then we're just going to get into the trade. Stop and reverse is currently set to false, but what happens is if we hit our stop loss, which is currently up here at 138.50, we would automatically get into a buy, and that buy would take us to the end of the day. That's how that would work. SL factor and TP factor, we just discussed it. It's basically a factor times your volatility, which is going to give us our stop loss and our take profit values. Lot size we also discussed. Fixed lots is currently false because we're using percentage. Max open orders. Now, guys, after we hit our first take profit here, let's say that we were to stay in the trade and price continue to move down. If it retraced a little bit, we can get into another position. So we could actually compound our profits in a trending opportunity. Okay, that's something to think about. Balance percent, you also have it over here. 1% minimum stop loss pip. So basically, that basically allows us to get into any trading situation, and it basically tells us what our required minimum stop loss has to be. So let's say that we had a volatility of 5 pips, which we should never have that, and we had so we had a 1-to-1 ratio there. It would require that our stop loss be at least 10.5 pips at any given time. The trailing bars is set to 5 right now, and you also have it once again here on our graphic user interface. This is what we call our graphic user interface. Max slippage means that we can't get into a trade after X amount of pips. So let's say the market gaps up or gaps down, we won't get into that trade if it's more than 3 pips away from our stop loss, from our entry point, I should say. And you can change that yourself, obviously. Stealth, SL, and TP, we've talked about it. Show dashboard. That's, we can disappear the dashboard and not show the dashboard at all by clicking false on that. These are the dashboard colors. You can see that gray is the background color right now, and gold is the text color. And ECN, you can leave that as it is. So this one's very, very simple, guys. Very, very simple EA, but very, very powerful in that it allows us to, set and forget our trades. This is basically our set and forget in motion. So you set your line on, tell it if you want it to buy or sell, and it gets into the trades for you, and it manages those trades for you, and it will get out of those trades for you as well. Your job will be to just come in at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever time it is, and to check on your trades once per day. Okay? And that is the auto bias. Great results on the auto bias that we've had historically. And, I hope you guys enjoy it. All the best. If you have any questions, you can send me a message, send your senior message a message. You can also comment right under this video, and I'll get back to you. All the best. Happy trading.